Hello and welcome to another episode with me, Miss Envy. Let's jump straight in, shall we?
Clip went viral yesterday of a politician in Kenya, a former president.
People the other day crying, I don't know, Trump has removed money. He said he's not giving us any more money. Watu wanalia. Why are you crying? It's not your government, it's not your country. He has no reason to give you anything. You don't pay taxes in America. He is appealing to his people. This is a wake-up call for you to say, okay, what are we going to do to help ourselves?
He says, why are you crying? It's not your government. It's not your money. They have no reason to give you anything. You don't pay taxes in America. He's saying something that most politicians in America won't say. He has a more America-first mentality than most American politicians. That's the crazy thing. I don't know anything about this guy or what kind of president he was, but I respect the hell out of that.
It's nice to see politicians taking accountability and calling a spade a spade. I agree.
Y'all, what did I just tell you yesterday about planes crashing all over the United States and all over the earth? This just happened in Philadelphia. What in the world is going on? We're going to do a really quick montage of a bunch of the flights, and then I'll show you that they will not be releasing a manifesto on this last flight. And I'm not kidding, they are not releasing it. Just happened in Alaska about 48 to 72 hours ago. Just happened in California 24 to 48 hours ago. And of course you're aware of the one that just happened that they will not be releasing information about. There's 5 to 10 planes outside of the United States that have crashed in the last 48 hours. What is going on with the planes? Now listen to what he has to say.
I want to clarify one thing. There's been a lot of questions and discussion regarding manifest. Let me make this very clear. The NTSB will not and has not released a manifest. We have not in our history, not in our past. We will not be in this accident. In fact, there's specific congressional language.
And right after he said that, he said does not qualify for the Freedom of Information Act. I think when massive things like that happen, it should be public information for everybody. Because as of now, I think that we're all in huge doubt. By the way, TikTok, I'm just reporting things that happened. And none of this is shocking content. Certain people can say whatever they want on this app. But when we report the facts, we get in trouble.
That helicopter airplane crash, I did a little digging. I reckon it's got to do with the fact that Biden enforced unqualified people to do very dangerous jobs. There's possibly more to it, but that's a good start.
Y'all remember the missing kids on the milk cartons, accompanied by the Got Milk commercials? Why is there milk on their mouth? A bunch of kids on the milk? Why is there milk on her mouth? Missing children on the milk? Even the silk milk on the mouth. More missing children. And these guys are absolutely covered, you guessed it, in milk. These were also children on a milk carton. $94,000 reward. More children, you guessed it, on a milk carton. I didn't know Shaq was such an avid milk lover. Is that his mom right there? By the company you keep. It's crazy how Oreo got pulled into this, by the way. By the company that you keep. It's just really weird how all these celebrities have milk on their mouth. Really weird. Body by milk? Wasn't she just caught up in a whole bunch of drama? The milk being symbolized in their hair. That's a good one. We could do this for hours. By the way, screenshot these coordinates, but ask no questions.
Those kids on the milk cartons that were advertised for years as missing children, I read in the comments to this post that actually they were advertisements to sell.
This is just one of the families that control the world.
Education is funded by the Rockefeller family. They needed more employees than thinking people. This same family created the Federal Reserve, which invents money out of thin air, generating debt for us. All the money goes through them, and they make money by inventing money. They funded science and medicine, and by owning education, they started training doctors, treating problems, and generating a customer for life to feed their other businesses, being more of a selling point than preventing and curing at the root. Our food no longer has the same amount of nutrients it used to have, thanks to companies that created genetically modified food, which in the long run generates cancer and many other diseases. Our food makes us sick, leading us to medicine. It seems as if all businesses are connected, While education leads us to have a life behind the system and consume these businesses, we spend money that is beholden to the Federal Reserve. What a coincidence that all businesses feed off each other. Many people think they are conspiracies. I used to think so too. But when I started to research about this topic and different authors, such as the one by Sebastian Santisteban entitled Know the Only Truth, I realized that all this is closer to reality than I thought. I began to question my life while freeing myself from the system of manipulation exercised by the elites through fear, raising my level of consciousness and managing to live a life from
Right, so with a lot of these videos where they point out the obvious but don't really give you anything to work with, I'd like to say something about that. I'd like to add on to this and say, fine, so we can't eat what's been given to us. Perhaps we should do something about that. And my suggestion is start growing your own stuff. Now, not everybody can be a full-blown farmer with livestock and grain or crops. What I suggest is everybody picks one vegetable or one animal to keep as livestock, and we trade or we barter, because the way things are going, we can't even rely on the folks selling us food to make sure we're safe and being taken care of. I think it's a good way to go.
Best way to keep a prisoner from escaping is to make sure he never knows he is in prison. In 60 seconds, you will understand how you are being held back by the Matrix. 1. Salary is the drug they give you to forget your dream. 2. School teaches you to follow rules, not break them. But only the rule breakers are the ones who succeed. 3. They don't want a nation of thinkers. They want a nation of workers. 4. You worked for 40 years, 8 hours a day. And after 40 years, you're still broke. Think about that for a second. 5. They teach you to be a good consumer, not a good producer. But in today's world, it's more important than ever to be able to create value. 6. They give you comfort through video games, movies, and shows. Comfort is a drug. Once you get used to it, it becomes addicting. Give a weak person consistent stimulation, tasty food, and cheap entertainment, and they'll throw their ambitions right at you.
To make these videos is not easy. For me to sit here in front of you and put my face out there on the internet, which never goes away, by the way, is a great deal of effort for me, especially because I'm ADHD, number one, and number two, I'm an introvert by nature. It's difficult to do this, but I know that I need to do it. Number one, why? Because I enjoy it. Number two, because I do this in any case, talking to folks that I know, friends and family, about these things. Instead of sending several messages a day to several recipients, I decided to go about things this way, and now they can just tune in and watch. But there's a purpose behind what I'm doing, and that's what it's all about. Find your purpose, because getting lazy, I could easily today have just, it's a Sunday, I could have easily just slept, which I'm really good at. But something keeps nibbling at me and saying, you've got something to do, it's important. And you know what? I feel pretty good about it. So I hope you enjoy these shows.
This one Chinese app single-handedly wiped $1 trillion from the US stock market yesterday and sent shockwaves around the world. But just a couple of days ago, hardly anyone even knew its name. Today, however, it's being called a Sputnik moment, referring to the day that Russia became the first country in the world to send a satellite into space and marking the beginning of the infamous space race. So here's why even Trump is calling this a 8 years ago, Vladimir Putin said something that has become a commonly used phrase. Whoever controls the future of AI controls the world. And for years, experts have been saying that China is years behind America when it comes to artificial intelligence. And low-key, the US government kind of could take a little credit for that. Because 3 years ago, they banned Nvidia, the world's leading AI chip maker, from selling to China. And that was meant to ensure America's global dominance of AI. But like the TikTok ban, it looks like that might have massively backfire. Necessity breeds innovation. So this small, relatively unknown research lab in China was forced to rethink everything from the ground up. And the result? They managed to create an AI model that is just as good, if not even better, than OpenAI's most advanced model, and here's the kicker, for 90% less of the cost. OpenAI spends $5 billion a year, and it took $100 million just to train GPT-4, while the DeepSeek project cost $5.5 million. That is so staggeringly cheap that a lot of people refuse to even believe it. Bro, just a few days ago, some of the biggest US tech companies invested over $500 billion in just AI data centers. And then they see China creating this for less than $6 million? Of course the US stock markets would crash. In fact, Nvidia lost close to $600 billion in market cap, becoming the biggest drop for any company in a single day in US history. Oh, but DeepSeek? They did one more thing. They not only dropped this AI for free, while OpenAI is charging $200 a month, but they also dropped it open source, meaning anyone, anywhere can access the code, improve it, adapt it, and even use it to build their own AI models for free. And that is insanely ironic because OpenAI is closed, while DeepSeek is now literally OpenAI. This caused so much disruption that after they shot to #1 in the App Store, they were forced to temporarily limit user registrations due to large-scale malicious attacks on their services. And just like that, all of us, we just witnessed an inflection point where the race to create the world's most advanced AI just got freaking serious. And that is scary.
I don't know if it's scary. I'm on the fence as to where AI is going and how dangerous it is for the human species. However, I did go and download DeepSeek as well, and I've been a fan of ChatGPT for quite some time, and I have had conversations with ChatGPT. I do a lot of work with it, and it's great. I then downloaded DeepSeek to see what it's like, and it's almost identical. Almost eerily, which kind of makes me think, is this like another supposed presidential election where we're giving the illusion of choice? Being a conspiratorial person at heart, I'm always questioning these things. But for the mere reason that DeepSeek costs a lot less and thereby probably has far less impact on the environment, I'm willing to let it stick around for a while. I'll update you as things go.
Please tell me I'm not the only one that caught this weird discrepancy in the footage that they're releasing of the suspect in the unaliving of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Most of us have seen the very riveting footage of the suspect in the black hoodie and tan backpack. They've also released this photo of him masked up with a black jacket, black hood, and a tan backpack. And they believe this is him on one of those electric bikes in New York City, black jacket, tan backpack. But today they released this that they're saying is also footage of him, presumably just before the unaliving, and he's wearing a tan jacket and clearly has a black backpack on. That looks like a black strap to me, not a tan strap. What is going on here? Is this even the same guy? How is nobody pointing this out?
Right, so the Luigi Mangione case is ongoing. I do find that after the TikTok ban, things died down a bit. Then I came across this guy's video and I thought, good. People are still keeping an eye on it, they're questioning it, and that's exactly what we're supposed to be doing. Pay attention to the details, ask what's really going on. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea that somebody stood up to a fat cat, like the CEO of, I forget the name now, it's a healthcare company, one of the top ones. I like that someone stood up to him and said, hey, it's not right what you're doing. But was it staged? That's the question I'm asking.
Why is it Freemasons always place the East at the top of their artwork? I'm going to decode the symbolism for you. At the bottom of the painting, we have checkerboard floors. This is the base. This is the beginning. Black is material. White is spiritual. The physical world is made by spirit and matter combined. This represents the beginning of the Mason's journey when he lives in illusion and identifies himself with the physical body. Now, this is why you see the checkered floor in music all the time, because they're using music to produce illusions. This is a blueprint to produce a temple, and these are the tools to create the temple. Not a physical temple, a temple within our own mind. These tools represent the tools to reconstruct our inner world, to change our belief system, limiting beliefs and mental blockages. We must build a temple in the three aspects of our consciousness: thought, emotion, action. Once we have reconstructed and built a temple of moral law and integrity and changed our belief systems within our own mind and consciousness, we can then start the journey to enlightenment. This ladder is the ladder of climbing to higher consciousness, going from the illusion of the material world up to enlightenment and understanding higher levels of reality. And no, I'm not a Freemason, I've just studied their symbols. When you can read symbolism, it will change your life. If you enjoyed my content, make sure to check out my YouTube, or don't, it's completely up to you.
I actually joined his channel on YouTube yesterday. I've been checking him out on TikTok for a long time. Didn't realize of course he's going to have a YouTube channel. He's just full of information. And as you heard, you can join him if you like. What I want to point out is next time you're watching a movie or a music video, or you're questioning whether a celebrity has sold their soul to the devil, look out for the checkered floors. That's your cue. And it's amazing. Prior to this, you might never have noticed. Now, watch how it pops up. Onto something lighter.
He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for meeting me on such short notice. Really appreciate it. Jerry's been on my back all day. Come monkeying around. Come on, dude, I'm literally a monkey. Say, Jerry, you're sneaking like that, I'm telling you. These got cameras all over these roads. Jerry, no, I probably shouldn't have taken all that pre-workout today. No, I don't even work out. Is that all you got? You holding out on me? Jerry, you never tell me.
That voiceover. Right, thank you so much for joining me for today's episode. I really, really appreciate it. If you made it to the end, I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I implore you to please subscribe, share, like, and make sure it reaches others so that the algorithm can grow for my channel. Thanks, everybody. Much love and appreciation. Take care, and I'll see you next time.